turn the recording on. And if we could all stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everybody. I'd like to start off and welcome Mike Erickson, who will be presenting to us in a little bit about the virtual visioning that we will be doing in 2 weeks. If we can go ahead and start with Happy Dollars. I will start off, Mike Lehman, McHenry Printing. My happy dollar is my kids started back in their hybrid school yesterday. There was a little bit of some madness at the house trying to get them dressed and prepared. And of course, they had some new drop-off procedures at the school, but all seemed to go well. The kids got home. They were happy to see a few of the friends in class that they haven't seen since last March, and it went well. So they go 2 days a week, and that'll be a break for those that are working with them at home. So hopefully it continues and everybody stays healthy.
Yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Anybody next? Anybody else happy?
Well, I'm happy to be home and to see my granddaughters again. 2 weeks was too long without them. So next year they're going to come down and visit while we're there. So I won't be missing them as much. Do we owe these happy dollars, the virtual happy dollars, like when this all ends? Am I going to owe you $100?
Well, I'll ask everybody for $100. We'll see how that pays out.
Oh, there you go. That works. Yeah, we'll just round it out.
Exactly.
I set mine up on a weekly pay on the site, on the website.
Yeah, reminder that if you want to go to our club website, McHenryAreaRotary.com, there is a donate. It'd be nice if there was a donut button, a donate button at the top right,
Okay.
that will link directly to our club's PayPal, and you can set up a recurring payment or just a one-time donation right to our club.
Now that's great, David. I got a question on that. Is that to the club's PayPal or the old Sunrise PayPal? Do you know?
I think it's to the old Sunrise one. So if we have a different one, because it's whatever we set up before, we can relink that.
We'll have to figure that out because, yeah, we've been getting the money for Jerry, but so either we relink that PayPal account to our current account, or we'll just have to set up a new one, but we'll get that figured out. That is great. Yeah, we've been getting Jerry's Happy Dollars every month, and I think Jeff either set something up or has sent some Happy Dollars in, so that's a great way to do it.
Yeah, I
like that
I
idea.
remember what I did. I think I just set it up for $5 a month to send in. Figured that covers
I think
our
so.
5-week months. So
That's a good idea.
as you talk, at least $5 worth every month. So
There you go. You happy today, Jeff? I think you're taking off tomorrow.
I am happy today. Yeah, I actually am leaving tomorrow. We are going down to Florida. My wife is fully vaccinated, but I'm a little leery to travel. I haven't been on a plane in over 2 years. So.
Wow.
But my father-in-law had his hip replaced, and they're down in Bonita Springs. So they could use some help. So my wife talked me in. She's like, I'll sit by the pool while you help them with chores around the house. So we're heading down there to get out of the cold weather. And it'll be nice, though. The boys have off for a few days. They're remote anyway, so they can actually do 1 day of school down there. And
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to get away for a while.
They have a heated...
left town in over a year. So
Do they have a heated pool, though?
Yeah, I think it's in the 80s down there. Yeah, so
Yeah, but the nights have been cold. We couldn't eat outside, so we ate in our hotel room 3 or 4 nights last week. It's been cold in the evening, so if the pool isn't heated, you're not going to want to be in it. Your boys will go in it regardless. The kids are playing. They don't care how cold it is.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so you should tell them to turn their heater on now.
Yeah.
They're going to get down there in a few days.
Sounds good.
And have a wonderful time. It is much nicer weather than we've got up here.
Yeah, thank you. Because we're remote, I may try and log in for the next Rotary meeting, but I'll have to see kind of what our schedule is with the family. So,
Yeah, right. Yeah, your schedule's off when you're traveling, of course.
I'll hop in from here. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. David List, Northwestern Medicine. I'm happy just to see everybody and to see Mike Erickson joining us, and excited about the visioning process. We've been talking about this since we were early on in the merger discussion with our clubs, and saying that, hey, this is going to be a great merger. We're all really excited about it. And it's crucial that we get this visioning process going for our newly formed merged club, because all the new heads in the room and what we want to do with our new club that we have set up. So really excited that we got this ball rolling, and to hear about what's next.
You know, Matthew, am I the only one who remembers that we just did this last fall, a year ago? Matt, Hurley, you were there.
Yeah,
Diana Mark,
that was-
Paper, me.
That was 2 years. That was 2 years ago.
Was it 2 whole years ago now?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
God, time has taken on a new dimension. I have not been very excited about this visioning because we just did this, but we are doing it with a mixed club now, and there have been
Exactly.
challenges we know already, David and I on the bylaws committee. So it is important to, I'll put it on my calendar and plan on joining him.
Anybody else
So
happy
Mike, tell
today?
us all about it.
As Don Tunyon, I'm happy. I'm going to be heading north for the weekend and spending the weekend with the grandkids, doing a little snowmobiling and ice fishing. So it should be a fun weekend.
There you go.
Bob Gibbons, above Park Construction and Gibbons Consulting. I'm pretty happy I move on Friday. So I'll still be an active member in the group and stuff like that. It's just the commute time's going to be more. So
You get that place in the city you were talking about?
I did.
Awesome. Nice.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm really excited.
Couple of bachelors hanging out in the city. Good times.
Yeah,
Can't
something
possibly
like
get into
that.
any trouble, Bob.
Oh, absolutely not. I plan on, being in bed by 9, up at the crack of dawn. Same thing I do now, just clean living.
Bob, we're about to move in the city. Whereabouts?
Lakeview East, about a
Nice.
mile from Wrigley Field.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm coming to visit you.
Yeah,
Oh,
we should
please
all have
do.
a field trip to visit Bob.
I feel
Right?
like
Hey,
we'll be sponsoring some Rotary events. So if we do like a
Hey,
Rotary thing where we all go to Wrigley Field, we can all meet at my place. We
Perfect.
can go from there.
next month we do have a fifth Wednesday social. Maybe we should all gather at Bob's apartment. I'm sure a couple of us will bring the beer.
I know you're joking, but like that would actually be kind
I'm
of
not.
fun.
No, I'm not. I'm not
No, there's
It-
never any joking.
We're ready.
It looks really,
I'm in.
it looks really quite nice. Since we can't go with Jeff to Florida, I think that the next best thing would be come with me to Chicago. So
I agree.
Anybody else happy today? Don, I'm guessing you're keeping pretty busy with the whole PPP and
It's unbelievable. Just
All the
when you
good
think
stuff?
you're out of the woods, it comes back like a like a boomerang. But it's good. We're helping a lot of people, so I love that part of it. But it's definitely crunching in on my free time and any time to just think or do anything really. So not really that engaged in Rotary at this time, but at the end of this tunnel, I will be back in full strength.
sounds good. Anybody else? Mark and Donna, are you there? Are you guys happy? Have any vacations planned?
No, we're here, but Mark's crabby. He hates the cold weather. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I could imagine Mark being crabby with this weather. Aren't we all, actually? Anybody else? If not, we can move on. Some upcoming dates we have. Tonight, February 10th, the Richmond Spring Grove Rotary Club is holding their annual spaghetti dinner. I'm not too sure how long this has been going on. I'm sure Dawn has numbers on that. But because of the pandemic, they have turned it into a drive-through event. I believe it's $12 a head. You need to purchase your tickets in advance. It includes spaghetti, bread, dessert, and a salad, if I remember reading correctly.
Yes. And it's a no contact situation. So you can just drive up there and they have kids that are going to run the food out to you and you could put in your trunk. It's been their fundraiser for a long time. I think their numbers are down, obviously, like most things are. But if you don't want to cook tonight, it's a pretty good deal for a good cause. So head out to the Richardson's Tree or Venture Farm if you can do it. I know they'd appreciate the support.
What time?
I think I might actually.
When you go on their website, you can actually pick a time that you'd like to come in. It's pretty loose. They're just trying to make sure they have coverage.
Okay.
But I think it starts, boy, you know what? That's a good question. I don't know how early it starts.
I can tell you.
I think it was 4:30, Dawn.
Oh, thanks.
I got a
I
happy
think
dollar
so.
for Mary because she's not cooking tonight. We bought tickets already.
Woohoo!
Way to go,
That's
Mary.
awesome.
If you do end up going, as I probably will, go ahead, take a selfie of you eating and then send it to either me or Mike and we'll put it on the Facebook page.
Yeah,
There
because
you
you know,
go.
spaghetti
Yeah.
looks great on people's faces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the event
we're not.
runs-
I didn't say it had to be a good picture of you. It just has to be a picture of you.
Yeah,
I love it. That's a
says
great
here, yeah,
idea.
it does run from 4:30 to 7:30, and I agree. I think I'm going to sign up myself. My wife's got teacher conferences tonight, and will be held up in the bedroom all evening. And instead of having to cook for my monsters, I think I will get a couple of spaghetti dinners and bring that on home. So I will get mine after this.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh, David sent a
Links.
link.
Yep, links
Thank
in
you.
the chat, in Zoom chat right now.
Appreciate it.
Excellent. Let's see. Up next, tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. is our board meeting. I will send out a link later today. February 16th, the BB&B committee will be meeting at Boone Creek Cabinetry, 5 p.m. I would assume. So all that are interested in attending, please show up.
What date is that?
Next Tuesday, the 16th. Yep, third Tuesday of the month.
Thank you.
We will be on February 22nd and 25th. It's Monday and Thursday evening. We will be having our visioning session with Mike, hopefully with Mike or maybe some others from the committee. And we'll hear a little bit about that in a little bit. February 24th, we've got a 5:30 p.m. Oktoberfest committee meeting. Hey, Mark and Donna, are we going to be doing that on Zoom again?
I don't think so. I mean, we can do
No?
it.
We'll try to meet.
What my thoughts is that the BB&B meet in person. So if we want to meet in person, I'm okay with that. We can have it here at my office.
Okay. Okay.
Was that 5 o'clock? Is that going to work for everyone?
We decided on 5:30. At least that's
Okay,
what my
that
notes.
works. Yep, that's fine.
When is that? Because that's not on our calendar.
Donna, where's your office?
You know where Halftime Bar and Grill is?
Yep,
Right across the street from there in the old Chile
gotcha. Okay,
realtor, but come in the back door. Because if
okay,
you come in the front door, that's the new realtor that's up there.
good.
They'll probably be closed, but we're in the back.
All right,
Right in the
thanks.
heart of the financial district of Johnsburg.
You betcha.
There you go.
I love it.
Stop
That'll
you
never
can't
get old.
move.
I'm gonna make that a thing. People are gonna start referring to it as,
How far are you from them, Matt?
oh God, I could hit a golf ball to their place.
Yeah, he's just right across the street.
I was going to say either you're really lousy at golf or that's a really good shot.
So
hey, Mike,
Wall Street to Johnsburg. Okay.
Mike, would you be able to put out, if we just went through a lot of different dates, can you do like an important date email and send that out?
Yep, that'll go out today. If I get the minutes from Jerry today or tomorrow, I'll make sure that that's included and sent out. We seem to have been having some technical difficulties. I don't know what Jerry's issue is.
It's my fault. I'm working on it. I'm just
That's
gonna
okay.
walk
It's
them
all
down
good.
to your house.
We'll figure it out. Well, like I said, if you want to save them another way and upload them to me, or if not, whatever, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we will.
All right. It's all good. Let's see. Just announced, I think within the last week, the Rotary International Convention in Taipei has been canceled and just changed to a virtual event. Once I see information on that, I will make sure the club gets that information out. To announcements and discussions, we've already talked a little bit about the visioning. March 31st is our 5th Wednesday of the month. Any thoughts and ideas what we can do for a social? Do we want to do a Zoom? Do we want to try to meet up somewhere socially appropriate? Any thoughts, guys? It's been the first 5th Wednesday in a while. Might be nice to gather casually.
I thought we were going to Chicago, but if not, we can probably visit the financial district of Johnsburg and go hit up the halftime.
I'm good either way. I'd like to see everybody.
So they have on Wednesdays $10 full slab ribs for dine-in.
Sold
on. Okay, that sounds like a good. Let's. Do we have a time? 5:30, 6 o'clock.
5:30 works best for me. I don't know about you all.
Works good for me too. It gives me time to get home and cleaned up. Let's plan it. Let's plan on that.
Are we all going to order ribs and take selfies?
There you go. Bob's going to encourage that.
I'm not going to just encourage it. I'm going to do it. Some of you are going to wake up the next morning and your picture's going to be online and you're going to be like, wait, I don't remember that.
Exactly. That makes for a good evening.
So
up next, Rotary Club.
Wait a second, Mike.
Sure.
Let's just reiterate the say again the time, the date, the location.
That is March 31st. It's the 5th Wednesday of the month. We will meet at Half Times in Johnsburg, across from Mark and Donna's, or on the financial district there in beautiful downtown
on
Johnsburg.
Wall Street. On Wall Street of
at
Johnsburg.
5:30.
Okay.
Well, on Wall Street, yes.
Okay.
At 5:30 p.m.
Cool. Just want to make sure everybody's got it.
Yep. Up next, February 27th, I received an email from Sean Nelson from the Wheaton Club that his club is hosting a virtual trivia team night. It's like I said, February 27th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I know that the Sunrise Club has a few members that have been involved in the trivia night in McHenry a few times. And if I remember correctly, they beat the pants off of everybody else. Those participated. Twice. And if anybody twice, yes. If anybody would like to participate, let me know. I can get us signed up. They are asking for $100 up to 10 people a team. And we are able to sign up as many teams as we want. So if we can at least get a team put together, that would be great. Said February 27th, 7 to 9 p.m. I believe that is a Saturday. The top 3 teams will win cash prizes, and the winning team scores bragging rights and a banner. So that sounds like that will be a fun night.
Good. We can use those winnings for our social.
There you go. So like I said, anybody interested, let me know. I'll make sure that goes
That's
out
what
in a minute.
we've done in the past. We did the winnings for the social.
Good. I think that got us our Christmas dinner one of the years. We had a bunch of gift cards from buddies, if I remember correctly.
Right.
2 years?
Yep. We're the champions.
That was nice. Well, let's do it again, guys.
Thanks, David.
Is David the brains behind the behind all that?
Certainly the looks. I don't know about the brains, but
I'll take it.
Up next, District 6440 is starting its 2021 Vocational Scholarship Program. Clubs are encouraged to submit up to 2 applicants. I believe the district will be giving away 10 scholarships this year. Submission date is due date is April 9th, and I believe on the 12th. Let's see, where's my other form here? 1 second. They award $1,500 to each full-time student enrolled in a vocational program at an accredited school. The award will be used for tuition only, no fees, books, tools, supplies, food, travel, personal expenses. Each club may submit up to 2 applicants. Half the scholarship will be awarded to students attending a 501c3 nonprofit educational institution, community colleges, and the others will have no such limitations. The scholarship is for 1 year. Eligibility is high school, graduate, GED, or non-traditional student entering a vocational program. It is sponsored by the District 6440. So I will get the information out to the 3 schools to submit those to us a little bit earlier. So then if we get a bunch of applications, that we can kind of weed through them and submit 2 to the district for that. I think that is it. Last week, we had touched briefly on if there were any other concerns or questions about the foundation annual meeting a couple weeks ago. If you had any questions or concerns, to email one of the foundation members. There was an email submitted last week that was forwarded on to the foundation board, and I believe we will be discussing that within the next week or 2 and get back to that member and possibly present the findings and any discussions to the club at that point. But if there's any questions or concerns, please either email me or Ron or one of the other foundation board members as soon as you can so we can address it. I think that's all I have. So if there's anything else for the good of Rotary, anything you want to discuss real quick before we turn it over to Mike? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? If not, Mike, the floor is yours.
Okay, let me share my screen here. Oops.
Okay, let me give you that.
I'm gonna do a PowerPoint presentation here, so hopefully.
Should have the ability to share now, Mike.
Okay.
There
Everyone
you
can
go.
see that?
Yep.
And I should probably start this from the beginning. Okay. And how did I do this not right? Oh, there we go. Okay, so thank you very much for your interest. Visioning has been around since the early 2000s. We were either the 2nd or 3rd district to participate in the program. And I got to do something here because this is not going to work because I can't see you guys. Let's see if I can split my screen here. I'll make that mostly big, but Mike, just if someone has a question, just go ahead and interrupt and do that.
Okay.
Because I cannot see the chat window or anything now. So it's been around for a long time. We were one of the first districts to adopt it. I saw it at training for being district governor. And when I saw that program, I thought it's the best program I've ever seen to help a Rotary club. And now 20 some years later, I still think it's the best program I've seen to help an individual Rotary club. It's not perfect, but in the couple hours we will be spending, we should accomplish quite a bit. During the 20 some years, there have been two major changes to the program. And the last one has been in the last 7 or 8 months. When COVID hit, the international team, the visioning team, which I'm a part of, started to work on this and see how we could do this in a virtual environment. And we've been working on it all summer, all fall, all winter. In fact, we're going to be doing an all-day training for vision facilitators around the world on Saturday. And on March 13th, we will also be doing an all-day training. So some of us in our district will start to learn how all these new features work. Since you guys have been doing Zoom meetings, you know how Zoom works. We'll ask people to be on mute and unmute yourself when you have questions, and raise your hands, because hopefully we'll get a good turnout. Mike, how many members do you have in your club right now?
I think we've got 36 official members, and we've got about 6 honorary members.
Yeah, so if we could get, it would be nice if we could get to 20 to 25 to participate. That's kind of the sweet spot for doing this, especially if you get some of the younger, some of the older. Most of your board, and since you have 2 clubs merging together, it'll be very good to have people from the old Breakfast Club and the Noon Club both participating. That'll be very important that we get a good cross-reference. This program has been done for clubs with over 200 or 300 members, and they found that if you get the right cross-reference, 20 to 25 people can really represent the club very well and help you set a direction where you want to go. So here's a little quote from Paul Harris. How can you talk about anything of Rotary without being Paul Harris? And he set the stage for us to always be mindful of what we are doing as an organization. Toward the end of his life, people were often asking him to look backwards at what they've accomplished. And then his response to that is Rotary is an organization, not an organization for retrospection. It's one for whose worth and purpose lie in future activity rather than past performance. So he was always a forward-thinking person, and vision really fits into that. So what do successful clubs look like? They engage their current members, and that helps attract new members. They implement worthy service projects, and they support the Rotary Foundation. And in doing so, they help develop leaders. And I think all of these are very important, especially for the health of a club. I know I've been in many organizations, and the one skill set that I think every organization looks for is leadership. And it's one skill that I do not believe you can learn in a classroom. You cannot learn by reading books. The only real way to learn is by doing. So I think getting people involved in Rotary it's very good for their own careers, for their own development, and creating opportunities for your club members to take a leadership role will be very good for them and for you. One of the issues with Rotary is that we have such a turnover, and that new club presidents every year, and by creating a plan that lasts beyond a year, will really help the club with the continuity, consistency. So I think that's really helps clubs with our framework. So visioning, remember, this is a living tool. And I think that's one of the things that we don't necessarily do well within our district since we've been doing this. We tend to do it at one night, and a bunch of things we decide we're going to attempt. We do a number of them, and then a number of them fall by the wayside, and we are not reviewing the plan. And one thing I could stress is that we create a good plan, but things change. And I think you should make sure that your plan is a living document that you can adjust. But it also helps you guide you as to where you're going. I know a lot of Rotary clubs, they get distracted. The next not-for-profit that comes in and asks for something, they jump at that. And at the end of the year, they wonder what they did. They don't feel like they accomplished anything because of such a scattergun. But by having a vision and having a plan of what you really want to accomplish, I think that'll be very helpful for you. And it'll help prevent burnout. A lot of clubs, they tend to burn out their members because just a couple of people get involved and do a lot of things. You really need people, everyone to participate. One of my early sessions, someone asked, and I've been doing this since 2007. One person said, what if everyone doesn't agree with our plan? And I said, that's not a problem. What you need is everyone to agree with a part of the plan. So the objective of our events on the 22nd and 25th is to create a vision of your club that everyone can find a part of that they'll want to get involved with. So that is the objective, so that we get everyone excited about something and that they do that and then makes your club better. You know, we rolled this out in the 2007-2008 Rotary year, and I think we did 15 visionings that year. That's also the last year that our district grew membership. It's not a coincidence. Though the clubs who participated, they seem to re-energize themselves, and it really helps them be a factor in the community and also, you know, improve their own club. So why is a plan needed? Well, obviously the plan is needed because of all the changes in our club. You know, the very first visioning that was ever done was done in about 6 hours. It was in upstate, I don't know if it's upstate Minnesota or Wisconsin, about a 4 or 5 hour drive. Steve Wilcox was the person who brought this up from Hudson, Wisconsin. He went up there and he had a club. He was district governor at the time. He had a club that was going to turn in their charter. He goes, they said, you know, we haven't added a new member in years. No one wants to do anything. We can't get a president or president-elect. No one wants to serve in a leadership role. And he goes, you know what? I understand your problems. He says, I'm thinking, I'm working on something. Let me try something out. I just want to come there and speak to you for a few hours. And if at the time you feel the same way, I'll accept your resignation, turning in your charter. So it ended up being about 5 hours. And at the end of the night, he had the major fundraiser established. He had the incoming president and incoming president-elect. He had people who are going to do fundraising and everything. Everyone is so excited about this. He then knew he had something. So off of that, we've got it down to a few hours of time. And in this Rotary year is the first time we've set it up where you can do it either on-site in one evening, or virtually. We will do it in 2 evenings. For a number of reasons. One of them is that people just get bored looking at a screen for too long. So we hope that everyone will participate in both the Monday and the Thursday evenings, but that's what the plan is. So what are the benefits to your club? First step you will be taking creating a long-range plan is that your members will have participated in it. I think one of my favorite quotes on leadership is by President Eisenhower. Eisenhower was a 5-star general and president of the United States. And his definition of leadership is getting people to do what you want them to do because they want to do it. And it's so strange that someone in those very command-driven roles would say that leadership is getting people to do what you want to do. and get them to do it. And I think visioning is very good about this. People tend to be a lot more excited about participating in events that they've had a chance to plan. So I think that's a very good reason for this. Also, you know, in Rotary, we hear open-ended as to what we can do. But you're better off when you narrow your focus. You identify what your club's core values are. And then when you are then have a more focus and not just do everything, but you take specific things that you want to do, it strengthens your club. You can help find people who have similar interests. Maybe your interest is in helping your local school districts. Then you can find people who like that, and then they can join your club, and then they will have an opportunity to do what they want to do. And you know, one of the byproducts I said earlier is that it is a byproduct for attracting new members. So I served as district governor 07, 08, and you probably knew that in 2008, we had that recession. So I was immediate past district governor, and I was at Pets, and this would have been the winter spring of 2009. And I was there talking to people, and everyone's doom and gloom about this recession. So I see a couple of our president-elects from our district, and I see 3 or 4 of them, they're all talking, and first one says, our club has never been better. We're hitting on all cylinders. We have so much fun, so exciting. And a second one repeats the same thing. Third one, the same thing. Fourth one. And I'm going, that's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Rotary struggling. Everyone's struggling. We're all in a recession. And then I think back. The first person, I had done their visioning. The second person, I had done their visioning. The third person, I had done their visioning. So obviously, since I had a guesstimate of why the first 3 clubs are doing well, I asked the fourth person, what do you attribute to why your club is doing so well? And that person said, well, about 6 months ago, a team from the district came in. It was one of the visionings I hadn't participated in, but all 4 of them had done a visioning. And it really had energized their clubs, gave them some focus. And I think now, because of your merging of 2 clubs, that is a very challenging environment. But I think you can really take the strengths of both the morning and the noon club, and you really can create a very dynamic organization for your community. And hopefully everyone will find something they get excited about in the visioning program. So these are just some of the experiences that other clubs have had. And we've had a long range of long experience in our district, and very similar to what we found worldwide. So you can just look at this list. So one of the recent changes is that you'll notice that you did the visioning 2 years ago. The process is the same. A lot of things have been changed. Basically, a couple of years ago in 2019, Rotary International came up with a vision statement. So I don't know how many of you have seen this vision statement. I actually put it on the back of my past district governor business cards. So together we see a world where people unite and take action, create lasting change across the globe, in our communities and in ourselves. So because of Rotary's vision that they've done, we decided we need to be more in alignment with Rotary International. So they created their action plan. And their plan has these 4 elements to it. They want to increase our impact. That impact is not just on your local community, but in the world. Expand our reach, enhance participant engagement, and increase our ability to adapt. I know we've looked at internally in Rotary, we've looked at, we do not necessarily match our communities very well. Our goal is always to have our clubs match the demographics, for the most part, the demographics of the working population, but we don't have appropriate representation of minorities in our communities, and we also are getting very old. I know I was helping with our new satellite club, and I said, we're really glad that you joined. He says, you know, you're going to really lower our average age. And one of the persons was retired. And says, I don't know if I'm going to help because I'm retired. And he's like, he's 60. I said, unfortunately, you will. So I think one of the things we can do is find a way to try to attract younger members into our organization. It is a requirement for our success. So this is similar to what we've talked about in the previous visioning. We're going to talk about, you know, whenever you're going to plan something, you have to decide who we are. And that's why I asked that question. And in fact, there was a questionnaire sent to Mike that asked about some of the information about your club. We will also, you should also be getting a questionnaire, each person, just saying what your club does well and could use improvement on. I believe there's 12 questions and you'll rate it on a 1 to 5 basis. You'll also be getting the writing example. Now, we do a writing example similar, but we've reorganized it. We're reorganizing it to align more with Rotary's action plan. So it's somewhat similar, but a little bit different. And when we do the extraction, we're going to try to see that we can increase the adaptability of our clubs and increase our impact. So there'll be a little difference there, but we're trying to be more in alignment with Rotary's objectives. So with the pre-questionnaires, we're going to say who we are, where we are. The main thing in the visioning is we're going to do question number 3. Where do we want to be? When we originally created this program, we did 5-year plans. And then probably 10 years ago, when we recapped and I went back and said, does 5-year plan work? And we kind of came to consensus that if it wasn't done in 3 years, it wasn't going to happen. So about 10 years ago, we revised it to be a 3-year plan. We think that's good because in a lot of Rotary clubs, you will have a president-elect, and president nominee. So if we get all 3 of them involved and they're involved in helping set this plan up, we do have the leadership for the next few years, and it's easier to create a plan that way. One of the things about the plan is we want to make sure we're very specific. So, you know, and then we'll have to create ways of knowing what our destination is. So we'll talk about this again when we do the extraction on the first night, is that we don't want you to say we want to increase membership. We want to say specific targets. We want to increase membership by so many percent or by so much number, but we don't want it. We want to be very specific, and that way we can measure our growth toward those target outcomes. One of the changes is that we will do, I think when we did your visioning, you did the writing exercise before the event. That was a relatively recent change, just a few years ago that we did that. And what that has done is it frees up some time to what we call create an action plan. And we've spent a lot of time this summer creating that and helping you work through creating an action plan. So the first night, we'll be working on creating your vision of where you want to be in 3 years. Most of the second night will be reviewing your vision and then helping you get started on creating an action plan, breaking it down into steps. And we know that's been the weakness of the program, that people have great plans, but somehow they check their business skills at the door when they enter a Rotary Club meeting. And we really want them to be able to help create an action plan. So what does a club need to do? I mean, you already have bought into a lot of this. So it will be 2 nights, the 22nd and 25th, and we really need as many people as possible to attend. You will be receiving the Rotary Visioning Questionnaire. Mike will send that out to you after this, and That's to be done ahead of time. You'll also be receiving the writing exercise. We are going to be working in the virtual environment. So that'll be 2 sessions. We'll do the first session on Monday. You will have about 10 minutes of homework between Monday and Thursday. So for those of you who've done the process in the past, Monday we'll go through extraction and the first round of voting. We will quit after we've done the first round of voting. Then the visioning team will then eliminate the answers that have the least popular, and we will create a second questionnaire, a second round of voting. We will ask everyone to do that before we reconvene on Thursday, and we will start Thursday with the results of the second round of voting. We will then go into creating an action plan. We also say it really works best with a computer or a tablet. Our experience, and we've tested this quite a bit, if someone tries to do it on a phone, it's just going to be very frustrating. So if you can at all be at a computer, that would be much better. So what are the outcomes we're looking for? We're going to look here and get see what the club stands for in the community. We're going to target the club's membership, and this is very similar to what you did a few years ago. Identify the club's priorities and help you, and this is where we've improved, help you determine how to get from the vision to achieve the ideas. And then this one, I don't think we need to cover. We already have, Mike's already been in contact, so we're ready to start this, and we have the dates. So I will then take any questions that you have. And I'm going to switch off of this screen. I'm going to stop sharing. And what questions do you have?
Hey, Mike, what time are you looking to start on the 22nd and the 25th?
I would like to start at, I believe, 6 o'clock. Would that work for everyone?
6 o'clock?
We could go back to 6:30 if that'd be better, but don't want to go too late. And
I think 6 is good. How long do you think each session is going to be? When is the end
first
time
one
then?
will be longer. We're expecting it to be 2 to 2.5 hours. The second one, 1.5 to 2 hours. So this is our first time doing it. I'm just listening to my team we probably run 2 or 3 or 4 dozen tests of this at different times. So we'll find out how we do compared to what the track record has been around the world, mostly in the US. But yeah, that's the expectation. I think I told Mike that it'd be 1.5 to 2.5 hours. First one is longer than the second one. And we will have 3 or 4 people on our team working with everyone. You will see, I also talked about, Mike got all the handouts. You will get the questionnaire. It's a writable PDF that you can just write and then have someone coordinate on your side. And then at the end, if you send it back to me, we will compile that. So then you will have a snapshot of where your club stands in February of 2021. And this is a good thing. We've been discussing how frequently we're going to ask you to do this. Most likely, we're leaning toward doing it on an annual basis. And this is for your own information. If we just keep sending out that information, you can see where you're progressing. And if we capture the starting point, we'll be in a position to do that. You'll also get, so you get the Rotary Vision questionnaire. You will get the writing exercise. That's only for your notes. We don't get that back. But what we found out, it should take 20 to 30 minutes to complete it. Some people, when we used to do it on site, when we did the live session, some people were bored because they got through it real quickly. Others never had enough time to complete it. So I would allow, on average, a half hour to complete that. And, you know, the more you do ahead of time, the better we are in extraction come Monday night. You will also get a couple of other informational PDFs. I think there's 3 of them. that's just for information. In the last year, Rotary has really changed its definition of a Rotary club. So there are many different ways. So there's a document that tells you all the different types of clubs you can have. They have one of the new ones is called a passport club. What people do in the passport club is this club is really not really a club, but they're from around the world, and they have to do community service, and they do the community service with one of the local Rotary clubs. So this is one of the new ideas that they've tried out. So say you're a person, an airline pilot or someone who travels a lot, and you really can't be part of a Rotary club. You could join this passport club, and then I don't know, they do Zoom meetings once or twice a month, and they'll just report that I helped the McHenry Rotary Club, or I helped Richmond Rotary Club with their spaghetti dinner or something. So they all just volunteer where they're located, and they seldom do anything together. I've never seen one of those, but I know they exist. So you can look at all the other different types of Rotary clubs. We also sent you some information about the Rotary Foundation, because a lot of times people say we want to be this or that, and this is just educational for you to know if what's the Paul Harris Society, what are major donor statuses, what is the Bequest Society. It's just a one-page cheat sheet of Rotary information. So that's and then we send you the Rotary's vision statement. So you'll get all of that just so you feel a little bit more better prepared to do your writing exercise. Any other questions?
I think not really a question for you, Mike, but just comment, having gone through it previously with the Sunrise Club and being a participant, and thank you for the invite, Mike, on with the district on some of the training sessions and kind of how we're revisioning, so to speak, pun intended, the visioning sessions to be online. But just something to consider for our members, especially those that want to participate in this. Think about what this is where we're going to kind of, so to speak, redesign our club and be able to bring the ideas, though, if there are things that we're not doing that you think we should be, or you want to do, or something that maybe we haven't done, but you want to, it's a small idea, or maybe you have some details specifically thought out, bring that to be discussed to part of this and saying, hey, can we get into this? And maybe the club will want to rally behind that. Maybe we won't, but this is the venue to talk about that on those things. Or, hey, we've been doing this thing for a while that maybe we should get away from this. Maybe this isn't what we want anymore. We're doing this because we're going through the motions and we don't believe in it anymore. So this is the time to get rid of that and move into a different direction. This is the venue for that.
Some of the experiences we've had is one time we had one, and a club went and said, well, we should do a fundraising golf outing. And so a bunch of people said, no, we've tried it, it doesn't work. And so they voted on it, and they decided that they would try to do it. What they didn't really know was they had a professional fundraiser who recently joined their club who knew how to do golf outings. So that was the person who suggested it, and somehow when he put it on the board, they couldn't think of anything better. But they now had a new skill set in their club, and they had a very successful fundraiser because of, skill sets move, and we often don't ask our club members what they're good at. The other one we had was someone had the idea, it's up in your area, that they wanted to do an outdoor show. And one of my visioning team said they, 6 months later, they saw a half-page article in their local paper about an outdoor show being done by the Rotary Club of X. That somehow they put it together. They decided that's what they wanted to do, and they found that they had the skill set to do it, and it happened. And they got one of the top at the time, whoever the top guy in WGN was, who often would do the Saturday morning outdoor things. They got him to be the guest speaker for the event. So I think they drew very well by getting the top guy in the area.
I can attest to visioning as well. Just not really a question, but more of a comment. When the Sunrise Club was just getting started, there was a group of new Rotarians that most of them had never been in Rotary before. coming together with a lot of ideas. And boy, I tell you, that first visioning session, Mike, you helped lead that, if I remember correctly.
Most likely.
Yep.
We threw so much at the wall to see kind of what we wanted to do, and it really helped us as a club at that time narrow things down. It was great. And I think, I don't know how many times, Mike Lehman, how many times have we done visioning in the Sunrise Club? 3, I want to say. Does that sound right? Maybe more.
I think so. I think, yeah.
And the first one was
Sounds
good.
about right.
It got us on a direction. And I think maybe 3 to 5 years later, we weren't doing anything we learned in that visioning, a few things, but we've focused a little more and so forth. So I can't stress enough. I think it's real important for all of us to come together, because we are 2 separate clubs with two different cultures in a way, coming together to serve the community in a unique fashion. I'd love to see us come together, and not necessarily from the fundraising side. I'll be open. I think all of us agree we kind of have fundraising. That's probably the strong suit we have right now. It's probably more on what are we going to do for the community on the service side. That's always been a strength of my own view on things and wanting to help. And we've kind of have a lot of things out there we do, and I think we'll continue to do them no matter what. But really finding some marquee service projects is something I'm hoping to get out of visioning. And I'm anxious. That's really the reason I want to be part of it and join. So having more people there is better. For those of you that haven't been in a visioning, please come, please voice what your interests are, and it's a great process. So thank you. And yeah, Mike, thank you. Mike Erickson, I know you've done, I think you've been in all 3 of the visionings I've been part of. So I appreciate
I've been in
your
most
guidance
of them in
throughout
the
the
district.
years.
I've probably done about 40, 45 of them.
Yeah.
So, I think it's worth my time. I really think it's a good thing. And now I'm much more specific as to what I do for Rotary. After you become past district governor, you kind of decide, yeah, I like this, I don't like this. So
Yeah.
I just do the things that I like. So
Yeah, but I memory serves correct. I think you helped lead, I think, all 3 of our visionings. So thank you for that.
I think so.
Over the years.
Any other questions for Mike? Mike, thanks again for attending today. We look forward to seeing you again on the 22nd and the 25th. Like everybody else has said, I'm very looking forward to our visioning session. We definitely need it as a newly merged club. I look forward to this and seeing what we get. If anything else for the good of Rotary, what's that?
Mike, I will send you the Zoom meeting that you distributed to the rest of your club, because we will do it, but we can control it. And all of our team members will be there. There's a lot of different roles. I think David knows some of the roles that we deal with in this process. And we'll probably hopefully we'll get a chance to run a test to make sure that we're all working correctly on this, because it does take a lot of coordination from our part to put one of these together. And please excuse any screw ups that we have in our first live attempt here, but we all strongly believe in this process. So
Thanks, Mike. Anything else for the good of Rotary?
Our club calendar on the website is up to date with the visioning sessions, the committee meetings, our board meetings, our club meetings. McHenryAreaRotary.com. Go to our calendar. It's all on there.
Thanks, David. I appreciate that. Now, clearly, he did that while he wasn't paying attention to the rest of the meeting. So there may be a test afterwards, David.
Multitasking.
I have the utmost confidence in David.
Hey, David, do you have a bylaws committee meeting scheduled?
We don't have one scheduled. I'm hoping to get an email sent out later today. That's what I spent all my morning on was getting that draft worked on. I know that I had a couple more emails sent in, and thank you from people with some more updates and thoughts. And so I'm trying to get that. I know a couple committee members said they don't want to set something until a draft went out. So that draft hopefully will go out today. And also the ask for, hey, let's set up the next meeting. So I'm hopeful that next week we can set up a meeting. So people have ample time, several days to review that draft and then talk about it.
Sounds good. Thanks, David. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Hey, Dawn, could you lead us in the 4-way test? Put me on the spot.
Sorry, I was in mid-bite.
Sorry about that.
I get that. Reasonable.
All right,
Hi, Doc.
this is the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it first? Is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Truth.
Second,
Is
Is it fair to all?
Fair to all
others?
concerned.
third,
Will it build goodwill
Build
and better
goodwill and better friendships.
Yes.
fourth,
Will be beneficial to all.
Be beneficial to all again.
and we can't forget, will it be fun? And we have to make it fun. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, will it be
definitely. Will it be fun? Yes.
Thanks again, Mike. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Everybody have a great day. I will
Thank you.
send
Thank
out
you.
minutes probably tomorrow with some reminders. Thanks, everybody.
All right, everybody, have a good week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.